we're going to do some of this reef right here. And again, we're just still using that blue. You could add a tiny bit of black, just a little bit, and a little bit of white. So it's almost like a grayish blue. I don't know if you can see that. Slightly grayish blue right there. That was white, black, and blue. Okay, and we're going to just we're using this brush now, so you can clean your round brush, and like I mentioned before, don't leave it in your cup. You can put it on the side and just lay it down flat on your table or on your paper towel, and we're just going to dab this right below. I'm kind of like tapping it, you know, and we're making it like a little ledge back here, and you could just do it maybe about this far, and we'll do that a little bit on this side too. So some of the reef. I wish I could see all of your beautiful paintings right now. You guys are doing an amazing job. You guys are doing an amazing job. So put a little bit of this coral reef here. This one, let's just make it come down a little bit. And to me, it's just really mindless and relaxing, right? You don't have to worry so much about, oh my gosh, I have to get it precise. It's okay. We're just tapping the paint on there. You don't have to get it looking perfect or anything. I'm not even totally mixing those colors. Okay. And brown, done with the coral. Okay, great. Cheryl, awesome. Aloha, welcome you guys. If you're just jumping on, if you could put where you're visiting from and hashtag live if you're watching live, or hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. Midori Baker, aloha, good to see you, friend. So if you want to join in, you're welcome to. I could help to get you caught up. Otherwise, I will also have this up as a replay as well. And then just let me know when you're done with the reef there. And what we're going to do is we'll work on these blue little seaweeds. I'm going to take a little sip of water because that sun from the window is very strong. So while you guys are still painting there, while you guys are still painting the coral or the seaweeds, maybe while you're painting right now, just think of things that you're thankful for. You know, a lot of when we look at the news or what's happening, there's a lot of bad things, but let's think of things that we're thankful for. So I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my husband. I'm thankful for shelter, for a home I live in. I'm thankful for technology so we could connect with one another this way. Anne Brown, done with the bottom coral now. Okay, so Anne, when you say bottom coral, are you talking this part here, the reef? Oh, you're thankful for me? Well, I'm thankful for you too, Anne, and I'm thankful for each one of you guys, and I'm glad that you guys are being safe and staying home. I'm glad to hear that in a lot of places that the curve is flattening. That's great news also. And I'm thankful for the leaders and the first responders, people at the grocery store, the gas station, the banks. I'm so thankful for them for going to work. We have a bunch of friends that are work in the medical field, and they've had to separate from their family so that to make sure everyone stays healthy. And we were so happy because one of our friends that's a nurse was able to reunite with her family, and so that was really huge. She has 2 young kids, so thankful for that. And I'm thankful for food, that I don't have to go out and hunt for it. You know, like I can't imagine trying to catch a chicken. I'm not really fast, so that I probably would starve. Or you know, we don't have that much vegetation in our yard. But I guess we could grow some vegetables. And I'm thankful for the farmers. You know, those farmers too, right? They're taking care of their vegetation for everyone. So yeah, think of things that you're thankful for. A lot of times we can focus on things that aren't happening, but there's a lot of good things that are happening too, right? So if you have anything different that you're like, I need to share this that I'm thankful for, please put it in the comment, because it might encourage someone else to be thankful for, right? Oh, Marjorie, okay, colors for the coral. So this was just straight blue with a little bit of white, and I used the small skinny brush. So I used blue with a little bit of white, a little bit of black, and I just wanted it to be slightly darker than the water in the background. And for the coral reef here, I used black, blue, and white. So kind of this grayish blue color. I didn't totally mix it, and for this part I used the flat brush for that area. Jake Hope, all done with the coral. Okay, you guys are done here. So what we can do is we can add a little bit of texture on top of our coral here. So what we could do is grab this small skinny brush, and I'm going to add some magenta or red and some blue. So we're going to make purple, right? So red and blue make purple. You see that? Oh, that's a pretty purple. Can you see that? And I'm using this small skinny brush, and I'm just going to tap that on here. And we're going to just add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture on the coral reef. I'm just tapping the tip on there. So we got some interesting colors. And you can still see a little bit of that gray and blue on the background there. And again, you can use whatever colors you want too, you know, but I'm using a purple here with a little bit of red magenta just to add some interest and some texture to the coral. And I could do that on this side also. This side I went a little bit lighter, so I did magenta, or you could use red with a little bit of white to make it a little bit of a pink color, pink purple color. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to tap on there. And for me, I just find it really, really relaxing to do like these little repetitive strokes, because you don't really have to think about it so much. And my suggestion is just do them kind of like in clusters. Like sometimes people go, they do a dot here, then they move here, and then move there. Stay in that area and then just move your way down. And you're just going to start to see like, oh wow, it's kind of adding cool textures on top of the coral reef. Coral reef there. Let me grab some water. And I just want to thank you guys also for sharing the Aloha with your friends, you know, those of you that joined me in my past workshops, because by you sharing, I don't know if you noticed, but it brightened up some people's day, you know, just seeing your beautiful artwork. So thanks for being an Aloha art ambassador and spreading the Aloha that way. And I don't know if I shared this with you guys, but from this, that there's some, how should I say it? Kids that are in the foster care system, right? They're separated from their families. And somebody reached out to ask me if they could show that to them. And I was like, yes, most definitely. You know, especially times being separated from their families. So thanks so much, you guys. Because I think they heard about it from someone here. And also in Thailand as well, that these kids that have been rescued out of sex trafficking, that they also asked if they could watch the videos, and they have someone that's translating it in Thai for them. And that's a beautiful thing about art, right? It crosses all culture and communication gaps, right? I've had children before that were from Russia, and we couldn't speak to one another, but I certainly could point to them and show them what I was doing. So that's a beautiful thing about art, right? It connects people together, even from different places around the world, right? We have people from Lithuania and Germany. I've had people from London, Australia, Bermuda, Fiji, and that's a beautiful thing about art, right? It can connect people from anywhere. Let's see. Let me check on you guys. I'm kind of getting into my painting here. Jordan Schmidt. Oh my gosh. Hello. Aloha. T, are you sick? No, you know what happened was, I don't know if it was from the southerly winds, but usually when it has the southerly winds, it kind of aggravates my sinuses. So I had a little bit of like that post-nasal drip thing going on. So it's still kind of clearing out. Sorry, I had to take a sip of water. So you know what? It could be that too, T, or it could also be that maybe I need to take voice lessons so it can be better like with my breathing and speaking. Because that's what they usually say, right? If you talk a lot and you lose your voice, I guess it has something to do with your breathing if you talk a lot. Okay. So yeah, how are you guys doing there? Do you kind of see how it's adding a little bit of texture to your coral reef there? Let me see if I can bring this closer. Can you see that? See how it's just adding a little bit of detail there? And if you notice, what we're doing too is we added the dark colors, then we added like a medium tone, and now let's add a lighter color to it. So I'm going to add a little bit of white on my brush. So I cleaned it. I put a little bit of white, and you could put a little bit of that and just tap it on your coral. And I don't know about you, but I could just really get into this part because it's just mindless and it's relaxing at the same time. And there's just something about the repetitive stroke that is relaxing. Jordan, how are you doing? Jordan was in our youth group when her and her sister was it middle school, I think? And now they're grown into beautiful women. I know that you guys were probably in Germany before, but I'm not sure if you guys are still in Germany or if you guys moved. So you can add that white to this side also. And if you notice, where you add these little white dots is almost like creating little ledges or part of the corals that are sticking out a little bit, catching some of the light. And again, I'm just pressing it very lightly. So that's kind of the thing with a smaller canvas. It causes you to kind of use smaller strokes here. I prefer large canvas because I like to do broader strokes or bigger movements. So some of you might find this a little confining, which is totally fine. It's good practice. And again, we're just doing this for fun. So don't feel like has to look perfect or anything. Let's see, how are you guys doing? Let me know how you guys are doing there. If you're just jumping on and you want to join in, we're using white, yellow, magenta, or red, blue, and black. And what we did on the background was we put white in a semicircle here using this brush. And then after we did the white, we slowly added blue to it in this wide U motion, and we added more blue, so it created an ombre effect where it's darker. It gets darker on the bottom. So let me know when you guys are done with your little reef there. We're gonna cover up some of those parts. But it looks like you guys are in the zone. It's so funny. Alana! Aloha, Alana, welcome. Glad to have you guys here. We are working on our reef. If you just popped in, if you could put where you're from, and if you're watching live, if you could put hashtag live. And so we're just adding some highlights right now to our coral reef. And you guys are doing an amazing job. Amazing job, you guys. You guys are done with the reef. Okay, Tara. So now what we're going to do is let's do these blue seaweeds here, okay? You see these? So we're going to clean our small skinny brush, and we're going to get our flat brush here. And we're going to just grab some of this blue. And you could just use that color straight. If you're right-handed, my suggestion would be start on your left side, but I know that you're seeing the screen opposite from me. So whatever hand you're using, start on the opposite direction. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start on this side. And that's just so you don't smear your paint. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm using my brush sideways like this to kind of create the leaf coral. See that? I'm just using the side of it. And I would say you could go down to maybe about a little below 3/4 the way. We're going to cover the bottom. So I'm just using the side. And I would say you see how it's like shorter, taller, shorter, taller. So I would say, you know, if you can, try to not keep it the same height. And that just adds more interest to your painting. And it just makes it look more organic as well. So I'm using the side, and I'm just kind of dragging it very slightly. So you could always go lower than what you think you are where you're going to go, because it's going to get covered. And this one I'm going to maybe curve it just a little bit. And this one I'm slightly angling it a little to the middle. And if you're getting little divots in there, that just means you need to put more paint on your brush. So if that happens, like how it happened right there, I'm just going to go right over it, okay? How are you guys doing? Let's see. Denise, Honda, hashtag live, wonderful. Alana, thank you from Georgia. I'm a bit late, but we'll watch the replay. No worries, Alana. Welcome. Glad to have you from Georgia. Denise, Honda, watching live. Happy face. Happy face back to you. Roxy, did you mix white in that? No, I just did straight blue for that. So these I added a little bit of white. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. So this is more vibrant. This is less vibrant. The more vibrant it is, the closer it's gonna appear to you. You know, like when you look at the mountains, right? Next time you look at the mountains, you go outside, you'll see that they look a little bit washed out, and that's just because they're farther away from us. So we just want to slightly give you that little bit of impression that these are a little bit farther away. And then when you're done with this, for fun, if you want, I added a little bit of pink on here to some parts and a little bit of white and yellow. So I'm going to do just a little bit of that, or actually, you know what, we can leave it and we can work on that later. But just in case you're wondering, like, oh, I see a little bit of different color here, and that's just because I layered it with another color. But we can do all of those fun things later. Oh, Jamie, wonderful to have you. Aloha. If you could put where you're visiting from, and if you're watching live, hashtag live. Kimberly, aloha. Thank you for all of the love emojis, you guys. I'm so glad that you guys are here. We are tossing all of our cares and worries into the ocean, and I'm replacing it with peace. Like when you go snorkeling in the water and it's so peaceful and quiet. Everything's just in harmony. So when we're done with this, I think what we'll do is we're going to start working on this here. Okay, so just let me know when you're done with this seaweed here. If you're still working on this, no worries. I want you to work at your own pace and not feel pressured. All right, Kimberly from Makakilo. She's in my neighborhood. Makakilo is a part of Kapolei where I'm from. Awesome. Oops. Sorry, guys. My camera turned the other way. I don't know why it did that. Let me see if I can get it to turn the other way. Where is your favorite place to snorkel? Have you been to Electric Beach on the west side? I'm so sorry, my camera turned the other way. Let me see if I can turn it back. I don't know what, oh, here. I accidentally pressed the little camera icon when I was looking at your comments. So yeah, my favorite place to snorkel is, I would say, Electric Beach. It's probably maybe 15 minutes from Kapolei. It's from across the electric plant, Kahi Electric Plant. So because it sends out warm water, it attracts a lot of sea creatures. So lots of fish. There's even dolphins, turtles. Yeah, so the beach isn't super nice, but there's a lot of fish to look at. I've also went snorkeling at Sharks Cove and Hanauma Bay. Hanauma Bay was a little bit scary because the fish are big there, right? And when they swim, they touch your leg. So that kind of freaked me out a little bit. But the North Shore is really nice to snorkel, and I like to do it when the water's calm, because if it's rough, then you're like moving all around and everything. But when the water's calm, the visibility in the water could just be like so clear. You could see far in the water of the fishes that are far away, and you're like, oh, and you have to try it. Do you have a favorite place where you like to go snorkeling, or does anybody here want to share their favorite places they like to go snorkeling? Oh, you do like to go snorkeling? You're saying yes. Is that what you mean? Yes, you like to go snorkeling? And I'm noticing here that the sun's kind of, I don't know if you can, I'm just going to bring it a little closer, so if you need to see some detail there. So just let me know when you guys are done with this here, and then I can show you the next thing. But yeah, I would say those are my favorite places. I have friends though that they scuba dive, and they could probably tell you some nice places to go diving. You know, like I guess though it would be deeper than snorkeling. Okay, the swan ohana's ready. Okay, so after you do this part here, and the rest of you feel free to continue what you're doing. You can always catch up. And then if you are working on this and you have a question later, like, oh, how did you do the seaweed? Just ask me in the comments. I'd be more than happy to help you with that. And so on this side, if you can see here, we're going to do little more coral here. And that one I used the small skinny brush here, and I used purple, but I have some purple there. So I think I'm going to change what I have here, and I'm going to do a brighter pink color. So I'm going to use my magenta or red if you have it, and I'm going to mix it with some white, but not too much white. And I think maybe just a tiny bit of blue, so it's not super bright. But I would say more on the pink side than purple. Right here. And this one, I want you to do like long strokes. Okay, so you can do like long strokes like this. Almost like grass, I guess you could say, but make it wider, so use more pressure. Remember how I was saying like these parts don't use so much pressure, but this one you could put pressure so that it makes your stroke wider. And then I'm gonna let that dry. We could do even some of this. Maybe I'll wait. So do that. We're gonna let it dry, and then we'll put little circles on those after. So when you're done with that, then let's move on this side, and we're gonna make it dark. Actually, we could probably start laying down some of this dark area. Let's see. Yep. Well, actually, you know what? We could do a little bit of this and then do some darker. So when you're done with that, we're going to use white with yellow and blue. So kind of a green color. And we're adding the white in there so that it covers. So if you can see it, kind of a green color. And we're going to just do this right here. And you could kind of put it on the side, or maybe next to the second one that you have here. Just do a little.
Luana is asking if you can show a close-up of the pink.
Okay, sure. Luana, you want to see the close-up of the pink color? This one right here? Is that what you mean? Or the painting? If it's a painting, let me see if I can move it closer. Can you see that? So it's like long strokes right there. Did that help, Luana? And so I'm just putting this green right down here. Small, skinny brush.
She said the picture, so.
Oh, the picture?
Yeah,
okay, I got it. Okay, great. And we're just gonna put a small little thing there, little seaweed. You could put another one here if you want.